It's Luke and Naomi.
All right, episode 24. Let's do it.
We're here.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Happy episode 24. Happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy whatever day it is you're listening.
Wednesday, Friday, maybe, whatever it may be.
There you go. Peak of the week, Friday Eve, Saturday even.
We've covered the majority.
All of them.
Yeah.
Whatever day, whenever you're listening, thank you, of course,
for joining us.
Taking the time to join us. It has been a boring week for once.
I'm okay with that, though. We've had so many weeks where every single day we've had things going on to the point where just my head was spinning. Our heads were spinning. So having a boring week was really nice.
It wasn't bad at all. It really wasn't. Naomi may have won our football pool.
I'm really excited. I'm scared to be excited. I lost 3 points. So 55 is the perfect you can get, and I got 52. Which is really good.
Yeah.
But I just know someone's got like a 54 out there and they're just going to ruin this for me. But I'm hoping not, because I could use that extra money and I could get a nice bump in our standings, because I'm in like 24th or 29th place. I'm way down there.
You could use that jump, definitely. I talked to the guy I work with that I got into the pool this year.
Yeah. How did he do?
Talked to Chris. He did like a 35.
Okay, so that's good.
So
that's good for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, the way this stupid thing works is he's all aggravated. He's like, I didn't lose that many games. He's like, but I lost the big point games, which,
right.
whatever. If
well,
you don't
that's
know
what
the rules,
happened.
That's
what happened to you, though, right? You lost one game, correct?
Yes.
But it was 9.
It was my
your
9-point
9.
game.
I lost one game, but it was my 3. So
Buffalo.
You lost
killed
Buffalo.
me.
I picked the
9
Jets.
points.
Yes, I picked the Jets to win, and I am so proud of myself for that one.
Well done.
Yes.
Well, I can't believe I picked Buck Buffalo. That's what I always say. I can't believe they did that to me too. They were looking real good, and now their quarterback may be injured.
Uh-oh.
And then, so get this. I don't know if everybody who listens knows this or not, but Naomi and I worked at a chiropractor office for a little while.
Yeah.
Just as a stopgap when we first moved here to Wilmington. And learned a little bit about the human body and the nerve system and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so it's like the ulnar nerve tendon area, and I saw that and I went, oh, that's not good.
No, it's not.
So
no, it's not.
Buffalo fans might have some disappointment coming at them.
They might.
I mean,
to just wait and see.
That dude's a horse, though. Their quarterback, so he'll probably be fine in a week, and he's got all the NFL medicine at him too. So
yeah.
They'll probably just fix it for him and get him back out there and all
He'll
that
be
stuff.
all good.
But yes, Buffalo totally messed me up.
I was okay with what happened there.
Yes, you
just
were.
saying,
Yes,
again,
you
picked the Jets.
correctly
so
had the
very
Jets.
happy about that.
Also nailed the Lions too.
I picked the line, and okay. Anybody who has heard me talk about our confidence pool, or anytime I talk about football in general. Again, I am born and raised from Michigan, not a Lions fan. Did, kind of sort of follow the team while I lived in Michigan, but, I didn't have any Lions gear or anything like that. So a lot of times I do not pick the Lions because the Lions are just
Terrible.
They're such a wild card, though, because the teams that they should win against, they lose, and the teams that they should lose against, they usually win. Like, they are such a headache of a team.
Well, that and they only win 5 games a year or less, so then you generally have to, guess which one that's.
Yes.
And you're right, though. Exactly everything you said, because it's the same thing. I've taken 2. If Naomi picks the Lions, I pick the other team.
That's right. That's usually the best way to go.
Except for this week, we both picked the Lions.
Yes. And
So,
I had a feeling, and I actually picked them high, and I was not happy about that. I could not pick them lower. But it didn't matter because they won, so it all paid off. But yes, that's probably one of the first times I picked the Lions and they actually won. Usually if I pick them, they're going to lose, and if I pick the other team, then the Lions are going to win. They are my headache of a team. They really are.
Everybody has a team like that, but
Yeah.
nobody more than anybody who picks the Lions, honestly.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
I've been trying to continuously refresh my email here
To
quickly.
see if
We're waiting
it
for the
comes in.
results.
Oh my goodness. I hope it does come in during the show, because I really want to know And it's going to be, again, I'm just going to be ecstatic because I won some money, or I'm going to be really bummed out because somebody beat me by 1 frickin' point.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So we'll see. Or if it's a tie. Oh, that's even worse if it's a tie. I'd rather have someone just straight up beat me than tie.
Well, see, now I wouldn't, because if it ties, then the money rolls over to next week. So
yeah,
you
but
know.
I'm not going to win next week.
Well, you never
I'm
know.
not going to get 2 in a row.
I might, so that's cool.
Oh, okay.
But I would rather a tie than you just lose outright anyway.
Yeah,
you know,
well.
at least you anyway. We'll find out what happens. We'll check in, see if I remember to check by the end of recording here. So
I will try to remember when we do thought of the day, because I have to get my phone out for that anyways.
and if if we do forget, maybe we remember to do that. And if I remember to put it up on the Facebook page, we'll let you know if she won or not.
That's right.
On Luke and Naomi on Facebook.
Yeah.
And other than that, we really didn't do much this weekend. We did a little shopping here and there and running around.
I had to buy a whole bunch of new clothes.
Yeah.
I started a new job last Tuesday,
There you
so I have to dress nice for work, which is the first time I've ever had to do that
In your life,
in my life.
which is great.
Yeah.
What a good life.
You know, I had, when I worked at the party store, I had shirts that said Chippewa One Stop, because that was the party store, on them. So I had that covered. Then I worked in radio. So
Boom.
that's about it.
Yeah.
Chiropractic office, we had scrubs. And when I did housekeeping, I had housekeeping clothes to wear. And
All of it.
now I wear nice clothes.
Now, if you were a guy, now I would say, now it's collars all day.
That's right.
That's what
Kind of, sort of.
Anytime I would have to dress up, that's what I think of is I gotta find a collar.
Yeah, which actually hasn't been too bad. I thought when I found out, I'm gonna have to dress nice for work, I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to buy a whole new wardrobe. This is gonna be such a pain in the butt, and I went into this so angrily, Ugh, I don't want to do this.
You did. You went into it angrily.
So it actually hasn't been too bad. I've been okay with it because I hate clothes shopping. I really do. It's not.
Which is nice.
Yeah, for you. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Well, selfishly, that's who I'm thinking about right now because, clothes shopping. Anybody hears that, and it's like, oh, clothes shopping.
It's just an ordeal,
Yeah.
and you find something you like, but they don't have it in your size, and then you find something that you like, you try it on, but it feels weird. I hate clothes shopping, and actually this time around actually hasn't been too bad, so that's nice. The only down part of it is just spending all that money.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of that. We all know I'm kind of cheap, and I'd rather spend $5 on an outfit instead of $40 on a dress. But I did. So.
And somebody's out there going, $40 in a dress, just shut up.
I know. But that was still too much for me, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Considering you got your wedding dress for, I can't even remember.
$12.
$12.
$12.
Because
yes.
genius, that's why.
That's right.
Fantastic.
Yeah. But between that, like starting the new job has pretty much taken up all my energy last week, so we didn't do anything outside of work. And then the weekend hit, and we didn't do anything.
New job, you got to start the new routine. And you got to get used to that. It's not even a bad routine. It's pretty solid. We get to be, on even more of the same routine, which is awesome. But, you got to get used to that. And it's always tiring just to change up.
It really is. Like yesterday, I took a nap, and then I went to bed early and woke up late. Because apparently I didn't get enough sleep yet.
That's great. My little lady right there.
Yes.
I love that.
Yep.
I took a nap, went to bed early, then woke up late.
Yep. And then like when I was at work, it was like 11 o'clock and I go, man, I'm exhausted. Like I could use a nap right now.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's just fantastic.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's been about it. Sleeping and getting used to the new routine.
I mean, and not just the new routine too, right? But taking on that new job, you got to learn a whole new set of things. You got to meet all new people. That's so exhausting to make friends with new people.
Yes.
Now you have to make friends. You got to make nice at least because you're working together.
Yeah, absolutely. But luckily, the team I'm working with makes it really easy.
That's fantastic.
So that hasn't been too stressful. It hasn't. I mean, whenever you, like you said, you meet new people, it is a little exhausting because you're taking in so much information. But it's a good team, so it hasn't been bad at all.
Yeah,
so, very happy.
That is good, and definitely I know you're happy because Well, you can tell when she comes home.
Yeah, that's right.
pretty nice.
I'm not miserable.
So so that's what we've been up to for the last week. And now I figured we'll jump back into some random facts.
All
I've
right.
been digging them. I love them. I know some other people do too. So here's some random facts to start, to finish, to start, the middle of. Here's some damn random facts.
There you go. Yeah.
All right, your daily dose of Did You Know, or weekly dose of Did You Know now. I still can't nail
You're
that down,
so
you know what I mean?
used to what we did before.
It's muscle memory.
That's right. It is.
So your weekly dose of Did You Know. I should have proofread these too.
You should have, but before you do that, and this is going to be terrible. This is terrible podcasting on airness right now.
Yes.
Which one of these is the headphone speakers? Because yes, thank you.
How's that? Check 1,
That's
2.
better.
Check 1, 2. All right, that one works. Your headphones, the one closest to you,
Oh, well, that
That's
makes sense.
the one that's not the microphone.
So before, when we were in New Mexico, I ran the board, I messed with all the buttons and all that kind of stuff, took care of all that. Since we've been doing this podcast, I don't do anything. I come in and I sit down behind the mic and I make Luke do everything.
That's right. She's the queen.
So I have never messed with any of those dials.
Yeah, that's
Excuse me.
that's really funny because it's also your equipment.
It is. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you know.
Did you know Naomi doesn't know how to work her own rig?
It makes sense to me. I don't
There's your first random fact.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Did you know Nosferatu plagiarized Bram Stoker's book Dracula? Stoker's estate sued them. The story Nosferatu, as opposed to the story Dracula. Stoker's estate sued them and attempted to destroy all copies of the movie, but at least one copy made its way to U.S., where Stoker's book had already become public domain due to what later turned out to be a copyright error.
Oh.
So if you've seen the movie Nosferatu, it basically came second.
Okay.
Basically, because
Yeah.
the book... Anyway, the book, the movie, the book, back and forth and all of that. Did you know...
I didn't like that fact, by the way.
Yeah, I know, me either. Anyway, it survived. It circulated as a cult classic. That's what happened.
Okay.
Did you know there was only one guy who survived the atomic bombings in both Hiroshima and Nagasaki? His name is Yamaguchi, and he died in 2010 at age 93.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it didn't land on him, but he was there.
What?
Yeah, 93.
Like, what was he in an airplane that was like just outside of all this? Like,
No, Indiana Jones fans will know he was in a refrigerator.
that's terrible.
The terrible fourth Indiana Jones movie. He ducked in a
terrible.
refrigerator to survive an atomic bomb.
That's awful.
It was terrible. It was a terrible movie. Yeah. Terrible pull, terrible movie. Did you know North Korea had its own time zone for 3 years?
Okay.
From August of 2015 until May of 2018, they were on Pyongyang time, which was a half hour behind South Korea.
Okay. Have you ever seen the way Australia is divided up for time zones?
Yes, that's crazy, isn't it?
It's like an hour and a half, then under that is a half hour, and then another hour. Or something. I don't know.
It's
It's
weird because they don't go west to east. There's a couple of them underneath.
Yeah.
That is really odd. If you get a chance, Google Australia's time zones. They're just crazy. Did you know that the first actor to play James Bond was an American?
Huh.
Barry Nelson played him in an episode of a television show called Climax in 1954. So the character appeared in the television show 8 years before the first James Bond movie.
And then they went all British.
And then they went all British.
All right.
As they should have.
Yeah.
And finally, did you know shrapnel is named after Henry Shrapnel, a major general in the British Army?
No, I don't believe that.
In the late 1700s, he invented an exploding shell with lead pellets inside. And they called it shrapnel. Now, I'm laughing so hard because on our journey across the country, when we were moving from New Mexico to North Carolina, we got, slap happy at one point in driving. And as you're driving under overpass and it'll tell you, what the name of the bridge is or something like that, or what the name of the road is. Am I doing this right?
Yes,
So
yes.
We would drive by, and as you do on road
Fred
trips.
E. Montgomery Bridge.
Yeah.
Or bypass or whatever.
And, as you do on road trips, you read every sign out loud at a certain point.
Absolutely. You kind of have to.
You get a good hour outside of your hometown.
And you have to read every sign.
Yeah.
It's like the second rule of road trips.
Oh, Flickies. We should eat there.
Yeah.
All of that. So we're driving by at one of these. Naomi says it out loud, whatever road or something, Memorial Bridge. I'm like, yeah, that was named after Fred F. Johnson. He invented, and I just made something up.
But he said it as if it was true, like that he actually knew, that he had this random fact because it's Luke and he has random facts.
I do.
So he just said it like so nonchalantly.
She's like, oh, okay.
And I was like, oh, really? And then he starts laughing. No. I'm like, well, what the heck? And
I've been driving for 40 hours.
I don't know. Well, then he did it again a little while later. And I'm like, you're making that one up, right? Yes.
And then eventually we came across one where it was somebody's name.
That you did know.
And she's like, bullshit.
Yeah, I was like, no, I do not believe you anymore. Like, this is, just no. I don't believe a word out of your mouth ever again.
So Shrapnel really is named after Henry Shrapnel, a major
Sorry, I
general
can't believe you.
in the British Army. And now you see why Naomi's very skeptical.
Yes.
That's
It's all your fault.
That is some random facts for today.
Today. That's a good way to
your,
put it.
Your weekly dose of Did You Know? Yeah. All right, I found more AI stuff to drive you nuts.
Oh, why?
'Cause this one's actually kind of cool, so...
Cool for you, or...
I don't know. If you're a fan of roller skates and Heelys...
I don't like the idea of a robot controlling them for me.
It's not a robot. It's just artificial intelligence. You got there's
That's
a
a
difference. It's
robot.
not a robot is a robot. It's, humanoid thing. Artificial intelligence is just programming. That's all it is. Anyway,
It doesn't make it better.
how about in battery-powered shoes?
Battery-powered shoes?
Yeah.
Possibly. This could be okay. We'll
So-
see. Tell me a little bit more.
Really, really bad radio right here, but I'm playing the video. I don't know if you can see that all the way over here without the glasses. So basically what these are battery-powered shoes. They are called Moonwalker shoes.
Okay.
And they're a combination, I hate saying this, but a combination of walking and roller skating.
Okay. It looked like the guy was just walking, but kind of funny.
Right. So
Like I didn't see any wheels.
he's almost gliding as if on roller skates,
Okay.
but a really minimal movement like that. So these shoes are they say, anyway, that they make you walk 250% faster. They're from a tech startup in Pittsburgh called Shift Robotics. And Shift Moonwalkers, they kind of look like... You ever see the big clunky old school roller skates where you can just strap them around your shoes?
Yes, I had a pair.
All right.
Yes.
Yes. So they're kind of like that. But they're designed to let you walk somewhat normally. Basically, you're walking and rolling at the same time, which does sound tough.
It does.
But that's where the AI comes in. They use the AI to adapt to the way you walk so you don't trip or fall.
So you just walk normal and it basically does the rest for you.
Pretty much. And it helps you so you don't clip your your heel and stuff like that because they're a little bit wider than a normal shoe. So you can't drift in them. They're not like regular skates, and they're not like the Heeley shoes that the kids wear. The wheels stay locked unless you're walking. So you can go up and down stairs and you're not going to wipe out.
It's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
And there's a feature to limit your top speed when you're walking downhill as well. So, basically they stop and then the rubber kicks in. It's regular shoes.
So what's the point of these? Just to walk a little bit faster?
Yeah, so you can just crank right through crowds and blast into people. And,
I guess. I, again, just don't see the point. Just get roller skates then.
For
roller
real.
skates or walk. What is the...
Or just run.
There you go.
Run for fun.
That's
Like
right.
the guy in Back to the Future 3 says. So Shift Robotics Moonwalker shoes. This one I really am going to try to put up on our Facebook page so everybody can see. Because you got to see this to dig what they mean. So you can see the guy's kind of walking, but there he's kind of he's going
There's
fast.
almost a little glide to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at the same there's just no point to that.
It's really
I'm
weird,
not...
though.
This is a good thing, though. I'm not afraid of this technology here, so I guess that's a plus there. But I see it to be pointless, so
A little bit.
no thanks.
A little bit pointless, yes. All right, let's see where we're at now. I just messed my whole list up, the order and everything like that.
Aw, life's so difficult, you know?
Oh, man. So this is great. A bunch of kids in El Paso, Texas really are really upset right now. A bunch of kids in an El Paso, Texas high school took the SAT on October 27th, but now dozens of them are going to have to take it over because their tests got lost in the mail.
What?
Yeah, the school mailed them out last Saturday to be scanned, but literally they fell off a truck. They fell off a UPS truck shortly after it picked them up. Sounds like the driver hadn't closed the back door or something like that. We were complaining, a whole damn podcast or two about our troubles with, UPS and FedEx and, the Postal Service and all of that stuff earlier this year.
I am not trying to go down that road again right now.
Wow.
But
yeah,
packaging, delivering, all that kind of stuff, that kind of service went so far downhill.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's ridiculous.
I don't know why.
I've never been so mad about everything. I mean, like, even our mail. For crying out loud, we get letters delivered to us from people who, we have 8 different names that end up showing up here.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating. And we put return to sender on this stuff and put it back in the mail. And sometimes it comes back to us. We couldn't return to the sender. Well, what the heck am I supposed to do with this? I am not a part of the post office.
For real.
I do not work for UPS. I do not work for FedEx. Get your stuff together, guys.
And if you don't remember, one of the things we had a package delivered to the wrong person here at our address, and UPS's answer was, you could take it over to one of our facilities across town and try to get it.
And maybe something will happen.
Here's the package you erroneously delivered. You take care of it.
I'm just so frustrated, and I hate to get, again, so fired up about this, but it's like Christmas is coming, and I don't trust us to mail anything out this year.
Yeah.
We have not had problems before, but I don't trust it this year.
And if we were...
To the point where I'm like, don't send anything here. Just send it somewhere else.
Yeah.
We'll give you a different address.
If we were going to have any problems, I can't believe we didn't have problems when we moved from New York to New Mexico, because we had, 3 different states moving around.
Yes.
We had just moved, whatever. So,
but we didn't.
Here's the kicker to this story, too. You know how they know that the test probably fell off the truck?
How?
At least 2 students happened to see the tests blowing around on the road while they were driving, and one of them got it on video.
Oh, my goodness. But how is this okay?
Yeah.
How is a mistake like that? I just don't understand.
UPS issued an apology.
Oh, yeah, because that'll fix everything. Now here you have to sit 5 days in another classroom, retake all these tests. I
Silver
didn't
lining, I would go, what are the questions that really freaked me out, and restudy those and score even better. You get a second chance to take the SATs. That sounds like fun.
I didn't take the SATs. I took the ACTs, which is kind of sort of like it. And I just remember by the second day of testing, my brain was so numb where I was just like, I don't even know what I'm reading anymore. I just can't anymore. It's just too much. It's ridiculous. I would be just livid. I am.
Pulled up a still photo of one of the tests all mangled up on the road.
It's just ridiculous.
It really is. So,
and again, UPS issued an apology. And what, that's supposed to be enough?
They said they've been working with the school to recover as many tests as possible, but as of whenever this story was written, 55 tests were still missing, at least. So all those kids will have to retake the SAT next month.
Just crazy.
Craziness.
All
our friends in Roswell have probably heard this story a couple of times.
Yeah.
And are probably not surprised, to be honest with you. So yeah. Our UPS travel's probably not on that level.
No,
thankfully.
Not that bad.
Thankfully.
I don't know. Again, the quality of those services has just gotten so bad after
rough.
COVID.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because when COVID hit, I felt like, we all started getting all these packages and we didn't have a problem.
That's a bummer.
Everything was fine during COVID with getting packages.
When you couldn't move around and stuff because everybody's staying put.
Yeah. But
I
now
don't know
all
that.
of a sudden we can't get letters and mail and packages delivered right. It's just insane.
Get your stuff together, UPS.
That's right.
Come on.
I'm all fired up and now I'm all angry
Well,
again.
guess what?
Gonna make it worse?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know if you've heard this story. This just hit the news from right here in our new home state, North Carolina.
Okay.
Have you done much scrolling this afternoon?
No, I have done no scrolling this afternoon.
Fantastic. I'm really happy about this. Since 1987, we've been hearing about how pork is the other white meat. But fun fact, pork is technically red meat.
Yeah.
It just tends to lighten up when you cook it. Something this lady did not know.
Okay.
Now, if you're one of our listeners, chances are you dig some barbecue.
I would think so, yeah.
I'm sure we've managed somehow to keep a vegetarian or two, but
Possibly.
it's probably because we were friends with him before the show.
Yeah.
So, anyway, no matter where we've lived, it's been barbecue country.
Yeah.
And even New York, there's some good barbecue up there. People do it right when they, put the time and effort in. And anyway, a woman in Raleigh, North Carolina, called 911 the other day
Oh my goodness.
because she ordered some pulled pork from a local barbecue joint. Now, where we are, it's called barbecue is pulled pork. Same thing.
Yeah.
So this lady ordered some pulled pork from a local barbecue joint. And her pork, as smoked pork does, had a slight pink tinge to it.
Yes.
The place is called Clyde Cooper's. So if you're cranking through Raleigh, give them a shot. They've won a bunch of awards and have been around since 1938. So they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
She complained and claimed her pork was undercooked, but she called 911.
Well, that's the problem there. Okay, first of all, you're an idiot because you called 911 for this. Second of all, you're an idiot.
Remember the lady who burnt the cake or whatever it was
Yes.
and blamed the company online or whatever?
It was Marie Callender.
Yes, that's what it was.
Yes.
It was.
It was a pot pie, or a regular pie or something, and
Yeah.
she burned it and complained about it, and then all the memes and jokes. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna look those up. I need a good laugh. Those are hilarious.
That's about to happen to this lady, especially in North Carolina. Big pork state. You know what I mean? They know how to do some barbecue here.
Yeah.
So, the owner of the place, Clyde Cooper's, said it was perfect. It's what pork looks like after it's smoked.
I love when the restaurants get back at the people who are dumb and are just like, what do you want from us?
So-
I'm not even going to be nice to you anymore because, the customer isn't always right. I love how that has started taking over. It's fantastic.
I know it. So, she complained, blah, blah, blah. The owner told her it was perfect. That's what smoked pork looks like. She didn't believe him. Left the store, called 911, turned into a big thing. Now, she claims she called because they wouldn't give her You do not call 911 for any of these reasons.
No.
If you don't know, now you know.
If you don't know, you're an idiot.
If you don't know, call 911 for one of these reasons and be lucky they don't arrest you. So they wouldn't give her a refund or exchange it for chicken. That's what she says. That's why that's what she says why she called 911. I think we all know
911, help! They won't give me chicken.
But the restaurant says it's nonsense. They did offer to replace it with, smoked chicken instead. She refused. They even tossed in a free piece of chicken. Cops showed up
Oh my goodness.
and told her there was nothing they could do, but she could sue them if she wanted to. She ended up leaving a 1-star review on Google, but deleted it later.
Oh, okay.
She says she's still considering a lawsuit, though. I hope she doesn't, because you can tie up the legal system with nonsense, but I kind of hope she does and loses, because it will be so funny.
Yes.
Because...
And also, now you're stuck with all those court and legal fees because you thought this was something worth suing over.
Yeah, you ain't going to win.
Yeah.
I don't think any smart lawyer, especially in North Carolina, is going to take that case.
Can she just represent herself?
Oh, let's hope so. Let's hope so. Go, lady. Go, pork lady. Represent yourself. Go get them. See what you get.
It's anti-pork lady.
Bleep around and find out, like
That's
the kids
right.
like to say. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inducted its class of 2022 on Saturday.
Eminem was one of them.
I'm sure you saw a couple of these headlines.
Yes, I did.
Some cool stuff. New Hall of Famers are Duran Duran, Pat Benatar, Neil Giraldo, The Eurythmics, Lionel Richie, Judas Priest, Carly Simon, and the controversial names Eminem you mentioned, and
Yes.
Dolly Parton. I mean, it's the rock and roll. Anyway, it's a broad.
It's become Music Hall of Fame.
It's
just what it is.
I'm here for Dolly Parton because I've heard
Yes.
nothing but awesome.
I know.
So, let's see here.
Dolly Parton is a national treasure. Like, even if you don't like her music, she's still a national treasure.
The one picture that I saw was like, and they released the video, the footage. Usually they do the whole movie type thing on HBO after a couple of months or something like that. So I'm really excited because I don't know if you've seen the picture.
I have not.
Of Dolly Parton with Rob Halford.
No.
If you don't know who Rob Halford is, he's the lead singer of Judas Priest. Mm-hmm. And the two of them were sharing a microphone just killing it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm here for that.
I'm not sure if we read on, let's see, yes, Rob was part of the All-Star Jam on Jolene, and seeing them together is, I saw it and looked 4 times at the picture. I'm like,
that can't be right.
That's the Judas Priest guy, right? And like,
Is that Photoshop?
I stared at it and just was like, this had to have been amazing.
Oh, yeah. I love when they do mashups like that.
Yeah.
You know, where you just... 2 crazy things, 2 different sides of the spectrum, and bring them together.
And since they've started doing these with releasing the movies of the night, it's just cool. There's been tons of those things. But this one is just, it's hilarious, but it's super cool.
I'm here for it.
As for Eminem, he admitted, quote, "I'm probably not supposed to actually be here tonight for a couple of reasons." And, that kind of left it there.
Yeah.
Well, he's the one because he's a rapper, that's
right.
that. The other one being the 2007 overdose that almost killed him.
Yeah.
That he did get a little serious, I guess, about that. But he proved his chops. He jammed with Steven Tyler from Aerosmith, as well as Ed Sheeran. The tragic note, though, was Duran Duran down one member. Andy Taylor skipped the ceremony because he's battling stage 4 cancer.
Aww.
So that's a really big bummer. Simon Le Bon read a letter from Taylor in which he thanked, quote, "the greatest fans a group could have for the honor." Duran Duran.
Duran Duran.
One of the greatest terrible moments I've ever had on the air. The whole Flock of Seagulls clip.
Yeah.
And 34 minutes, 10 seconds, if I can write that down. I'll try to drop that in here because now I want to.
Yeah, do that. It's a National Duran Duran Appreciation Day.
I don't think I could name you one Duran Duran song.
Hungry Like the Wolf.
Ah.
Duh.
But I couldn't, so I was right.
Well, you can appreciate them by listening to that song.
I was thinking of Flock of Seagulls. And I ran.
Yeah, no.
And Duran today.
It's too early for you to be singing.
Gotta get away.
Get out.
All right. Back to this, though. Let's see. Robert Downey Jr. inducted Duran Duran said that when they played at his 50th birthday party, quote, "the wife of this prominent director tore off her bra and threw it on stage."
Oh.
That's hilarious. Lionel Richie went home with more than just a new trophy. He's there with his girlfriend who's 40 years younger than him. She's 33.
I'm not surprised. I mean, that's what celebrities do, right? They date someone so much younger than them that it's just weird.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
During his set, he was joined by Dave Grohl, a surprise guest, on his song Easy. In addition to the performers, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis were honored by Janet Jackson, and Bruce Springsteen inducted Jimmy Iovine, and the show was 5 hours.
Wow.
The pared down version, of course, will air on HBO. Oh, and November 19th. I thought they made us wait like a few months.
November 19th. That's
But,
not too bad. We'll be watching that.
Dolly Parton with the Judas Priest guy.
I'm here for it.
Heck yes. That is going to be awesome. All right, and the biggest news, I guess, that's been going on the last week or two or some junk like that. You wouldn't know. You left Twitter years ago now.
I have. I just went on to Twitter to complain, and I was really negative and mean, and I'm like, this is not good. And that's what I used it for. Like Facebook, I went on to like tell everybody what I was up to and just kind of sugarcoat and be happy and life is good. And then I take all my frustration over to Twitter and go like, UPS is terrible right now. How dare they leave this package at my doorstep, and just start screaming. So,
At UPS.
Yes, I did that. I would hashtag just the meanest thing. It just brought out a bad side of me. I didn't like that side of Naomi.
That's hilarious. So I have used Twitter so much less in the last 8 months to a year, probably. But for the last couple of years, I was pretty active on Twitter. I like to follow all the sports people and some comedians and a little bit of news and more sports people and all the Marvel Comics news and stuff that would come out, entertainment news and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I just stopped over the last year or so I'm not sure what the heck if I'm going to take off Twitter if he becomes such a weirdo and all this. Did you see Musk and Stephen King going back and forth about the verification?
No, I have not.
So
I don't know anything about this. All I know is, so Elon Musk took over and then he fired a bunch of people, right?
Yeah. So he fired
so
the whole board, the CEO and CFO and all the letters.
All the people who know what's going on.
Yeah.
Basically.
And then on top of that, there's a rumor, or I don't know if it happened or is going to happen, that he's going to lay off half of the employees, and we're talking 3,500 people.
Yeah.
So, all of that, and then he says, well, Twitter needs to make some money. So he has a plan that, those little blue check marks.
Yeah,
verifications. Yeah, verified. You'd see him on Facebook. I'm sure most of the socials have them now. It's let everybody know that is actually, whatever celebrity they say they are.
Yeah, Ed Sheeran. You're going to follow the one that's got the check mark, so you know that this is actually his account or it's run by his people or whatever, compared to some scammy person trying to get money off you or pretend you won tickets.
Yeah, or just, get attention pretending to be somebody else.
Yes.
All of that. So there's, a ton of celebrities out there who are verified because it's their account. They, they promote themselves, interact, and all of that stuff. He says $20 a month to keep that little blue check mark.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's exactly the reaction that the whole internet gave.
I don't care how big of a celebrity I am. I don't care if I'm rich and famous and I'm bringing in $10 million a week. I ain't giving you $20 a month.
That is
it's just not going to happen.
The reaction that everybody with one of those little blue check marks had.
Yeah.
As well as all of the, the little people who don't make that kind of money and are still like, that's bleeping ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
So, I can't remember the exact timeline of events. I believe he changed his mind. And then Stephen King chimed in, and I'm talking about the writer, Stephen King.
Yes, that's what I figured.
Carrie, Christine, Pet Sematary, Stephen King says, I should have pulled this up and had it ready. But he basically told Musk, bleep off.
Yeah.
Like, that's terrible. Nobody's doing this.
Nobody's going to go with it.
And Musk.
And also, how are you going to collect that money?
Yeah, exactly. PayPal, because Elon Musk helped create PayPal. So.
Yeah, but I don't have an account with PayPal. Like, how are you going to get that money out of me? Exactly. It just ain't going to happen.
So, well, fine, then we'll take the little blue check mark away.
That's fine.
So that's basically what everybody says, including Stephen King, who, told him to pack sand, basically.
Yeah.
And then Musk is like, well, what about if it was $8? I'm doing it in this voice because it's exactly how it reads. It was something along the lines of, well, what if it was $8? We've got to come up with money somehow. We don't produce anything. Like, it's hilarious.
Maybe you shouldn't have fired all those people before you, started talking with them and going, hey, we need to make this company make more money. Talk to the people who've been there and know what's going on.
For real.
Before you just jump in, get rid of everyone and go, hey, I don't know what to do now. And nobody can give me any answers because nobody else knows either.
Because now you're sitting alone in a huge empty building.
Yeah.
So people like Jack Dorsey, who created Twitter and built it, and another big tech guy, but it's not like Jeff Bezos or the Microsoft dude. I can't remember
Bill
his
Gates.
name. Thank you. It wasn't those guys. Somebody else though who is big. Wasn't Zuck, but like somebody who's big in the tech industry.
Yeah.
And Jack Dorsey have tweeted at him some advice. It doesn't look like he's gonna follow it. So
They really gave him advice?
Yeah.
Well, that was really nice of them.
It really was.
They didn't have to do that.
So basically, it looks like Twitter is, especially after his transaction, is going to end up being about $1 billion a year in debt.
Wow.
So we could see it go. We could see one of the majors go away. It's a possibility.
Twitter could end. Twitter could end.
Not outside of the realm of possibility.
I'm okay if Twitter ends, though, because, again, I don't spend any time on it, and I just don't think it brings out the best in people.
Well, and on top of that, somebody tweeted somewhere, that's how that works. I don't remember who the hell it was, because it wasn't a celebrity with a little blue check mark. But somebody said something along the lines of, this access we've had to famous people has become toxic and terrible. And, you got everybody out there thinking they're one tweet away from a collaboration with their favorite actor, singer,
not only
whatever.
that,
and that's not a thing.
But how many times are people taking this to use their own personal opinion about something that, like, you don't need to be saying? Like,
true.
I mean, when you go onto some celebrity's page and you're just like, wow, you've gotten fat, or that last song you did was terrible. Like, that's awful, and all you're doing is spreading that negativity and all that kind of stuff. We don't need more of that.
Right.
We don't.
Right.
So if Twitter goes away, then you can, leave those comments on Facebook, and we'll deal with that.
Probably wouldn't be the worst thing, for anybody, honestly.
Yeah.
So we found a poll, of course. I love the polls and stuff like that. Said overall, would you say social media has been mostly good for the world or more bad than good?
It's been bad.
Can you guess where this one went?
It's bad.
Yeah. So.
Again, it's the whole thing that, we are more connected, but we're so much further apart from each other because we're so connected.
Yeah.
Like, I can reach out and text someone or message someone that I haven't talked to in 10 years, but I'm also not talking to my closest friends because I can reach them on Facebook if I need to. It's just weird. It's like a paradox kind of thing.
It is.
But it sucks. Like, Facebook really has done some damaging things to us.
Yeah, and then Twitter made it
Facebook
worse.
and social media and all of that
Instagram's got
stuff.
its own issues too, as we're yelling at them all. By the way, Luke and Naomi on air on Facebook, and find us on TikTok too. Luke and Naomi on air. It's the same across all platforms.
That's right. Find us everywhere.
Yeah, all of the socials. So we got an Instagram page coming too.
Yeah.
No, we don't. I'm not doing that. That's just too much.
We got to draw the line somewhere. I mean, we don't even keep up with our TikTok.
Find
we
our
are
pictures
terrible.
on Facebook.
That's right.
Do that.
Yeah.
If I remember to put some up. Anyway, this poll polled 1,400 Americans. Most of them said it's been bad for us. 54% think social media has had a negative effect on society in
Just
general.
54%?
Well, to your point about, being able to just voice your unwanted opinion everywhere.
And the reason like that popped into my head is because there's a video going around of Luke Bryan performing. And I watched the video, but I didn't have the sound on or anything. But he's just really getting into it. At one point, he like turns around and he's like slapping his own butt and all that kind of stuff. And I'm watching this video, and so I start scrolling through the comments because that's what I do. And about half of them are just like, wow, man, you've gotten fat. Wow, you've gained a lot of weight. Man, what an idiot, and all this stuff. And I'm just like, if you're not a fan of Luke Bryan, that's fine. But why are you here commenting on this? If it's not something that you're a fan of, why wouldn't you have just scrolled past it? Do you think anybody cares that you're not a fan?
For real.
I'm not a fan. I watched it because I was just like, oh, okay, well, this is interesting. Sure, fine, whatever. I'm not going to sit there and like leave some mean comment about it. Or how many times where people are like, wow, that girl looks like a slut, or she's gotten fat, or he's gotten fat, or, just so mean. Why?
Yeah.
We don't need that.
To that point, Mike Tyson's famous quote.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Did not mean to get on that soapbox, but that I will fight that over
You're not alone up
UPS
there.
and all that kind of stuff.
That's not a hill you're dying alone on, for sure.
No.
And Mike Tyson's famous quote, I think, everybody needs to remember, social media made y'all way too comfortable with disrespecting people and not getting punched in the face for it.
It is true. It really is. He's absolutely right. And like half that stuff, are you really going to say that to somebody? Like, oh, wow, you've gotten fat.
No.
No, you're not going to say that.
No, nobody on social media is ever repeating the things they type
Yeah.
to somebody's face. It's just not happening.
Not only that, but if you had the chance to meet one of these celebrities, even if it's somebody that you don't care about, you're going to be nice and excited and happy. You're not going to be a jerk and be like, I saw your last video. You are fat. What were you doing?
Do you remember the show Entourage?
No.
So it was a show on HBO. It was about a guy who is from like Brooklyn or New York City somewhere. Apologies to any New York people who really know. And he gets famous and he brings his whole crew with him.
Mm-hmm.
Just his childhood buddies.
Yeah.
And now they're all living the movie star
The good life,
with
yeah.
him. And that basically, so the main character gets famous enough where he's at a golf tournament and Tom Brady's there. They're all from New York.
Yeah.
And this is right at the height of when the Giants were fantastic and, beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl and stuff like that. New York versus Boston hatred's always been a thing.
Yeah.
So, the main character's buddy is like, oh, bleep Tom Brady. And when we meet him, I'm going to tell him he sucks. I can't wait to walk up to him and tell him he sucks right to his face. And everybody's like, don't do, that's just
Yeah.
obnoxious. Like, don't do that. And, the big moment comes and he walks up to him and Tom's like, hey, man, good to meet you. I hear you're Vince's buddy and all this.
Yeah.
And the dude is just like, you're great. And, and he's
Because
totally
that's exactly
balked. Yeah.
how that would happen,
That's exactly how that would happen.
But like you said, everybody's gotten too comfortable where you can just, type whatever you want and think that there's no repercussions. You don't have to worry about it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Now I'm all fired up on that, too.
I know,
Are you
so-
happy? It got me all mad 18 different times
Just
today.
retitle the show. Naomi gets fired up.
I know. That's all you have to do, Like,
What's Naomi pissed at now?
That's right. That's what our whole podcast is going to start leaning that way, just pissing Naomi off.
That's what we'll call it. I like that one.
Yeah.
So let's see here. We got
What else you got?
we got a little bit of housekeeping to do from last week. No new comments on the what goofy things can you do in someone's house to confuse them,
Aw.
except from Brian. Brian, I can't remember if I read these. I feel like I read these already, but I can't have because he replied to last week's show. So it's like a Mandela effect in my own head. Anyway, here they are. If you already heard them, that's probably kind of weird. He says, let's see, use a little bit of the fart spray and then blame the dog.
I feel like you did read
See?
that. Yeah.
That's very... he says it works great. Mix up the silverware drawer. Put random notes around the house. Like, don't forget anniversary this
Yes.
weekend. Did I read these? Or
I
did
don't know.
read
You
them
might
to
have.
you?
You might have just read them
See?
to me. Oh my
We
god.
both have a serious, like, Mandela effect thing going on with this right now. And I'm totally blowing it, too, because they're great answers.
No, because he had mentioned answers before about taking all the labels off the cans in like the pantry.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
We figured this out.
Yes.
It's cool.
Okay.
We figured it out.
So, fart spray, blame it on the dog. Mix up the
Awesome.
silverware drawer.
That one's brutal. I'd be so mad. I'd be like, whoever just came over to our house is not allowed back over our house.
I want to build off of that one and go, put one random glass in, like, the bowls and plates cupboard.
Oh my goodness. That would make me so mad. It really
One
would.
random, like, flip thing, just one random thing.
The worst part though is
Put the
I
toaster under
probably
the sink.
I probably wouldn't notice some of these things for like weeks later.
Right, that's the
and then
whole point
all
of
of
all
a
of this.
sudden be like, what the heck? Like who did this and why?
That's my favorite. I love that. And then he says also put notes around the house or fridge, like random. Don't forget anniversary this weekend or birthday party on the 25th, but don't put any names or other information. It'll leave them confused as all hell.
Yes.
And then if, you're the stereotypical, like, married couple where the husband doesn't remember the anniversary dates or something like that, you'd probably...
Start freaking out.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Or
Thankfully-
put like reservations at some place 6:00 and put the date and just stick it up there.
Yeah.
See if they end up going. Yes, I've got reservations. Yeah, no, you don't.
You're basically catfishing them. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yep.
Great answers, Brian. Thank you for coming with more. Let's see. Then we had the poll.
Oh, about opening the Christmas present.
Yes.
Okay, in case you missed it last week, real quick, when Luke's family was in town, Lisa, his mom, my mother-in-law, brought over a gift. And she wrapped it already, and I want to open it because, well, it's a present. I want to open it. So we asked, can we open this gift? And we figured we'd let you guys vote, and hopefully you'll vote, yes, we can open this present, because I want to open this present.
So I want to recap this quickly because it was really weird. Because she's like, "Well, you could open it now." No, wait till. Well, you should open it. No, you do whatever you want.
Which tells me that it's okay to open it. You know?
I think it's something stupid.
Well,
I think
then
it's a gag
why
gift because my
not
mom is
open
famous
it?
for them. I don't because I cannot open a Christmas present early. I can't. I did it
hear
that one
that?
time when I was a kid and ruined it for, and then would never do it again. So
It's right in front of me right now, and I'm just going to look at it here for a second.
whose name is on it?
I don't think there's a name on it. Yeah, there's no name on it.
I believe it's for me though, so you can't open a present that's not for you. So
I can peek at it.
Let's go to that one.
Yeah, but we had people vote. So if everybody says I can open this, I'm going to open this.
Okay.
So what are the results?
Well, the poll 100% no.
Are you? No. Not one person
So you can put that back.
thinks I can open this gift?
100% no.
I don't like this. I mean, aw.
All right. And also Brian says
I should have voted. What was I doing?
I know it, right? Brian has a point. He says, if it's wrapped in Christmas wrapping paper, then you have to keep it for Christmas. If not, he says
come
it's
on.
fair game to be opened early.
It says believe on there. So it technically doesn't say Merry Christmas.
I mean,
Or it doesn't have Christmas trees on it. It just says believe.
It's going to be like a dog toy or something
Why would it be a dog toy?
because my mom's crazy.
That is a possibility then, now that you put it that way.
So my whole skepticism comes from, first of all, my mom's an amazing gift giver, has always done great.
Oh, yeah,
Christmas
absolutely.
is awesome and all that stuff. But she's also an epic gag gift giver.
Yes.
So, hence my skepticism.
Yes.
It just skepticism. I can't. That's it. That's all. That's all there is.
Well, I can't look at it because apparently 100% of people don't want me to open this.
That's right. That's right. So don't forget, by the way, we will occasionally put a poll up on Spotify. If you're listening on Spotify, because that's apparently the only place I can do that, which is weird, but I know we have a handful of people who are on the Spotify on the regular, so you can vote there.
Yeah.
But you can always comment on the Facebook page, Luke and Naomi on air. Let us know, just find a post and be like, hey, this is what I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of that, what do you think about making a Luke and Naomi on air Facebook group? Like those Bob's Burgers ones we follow in the office. Then everybody can, every time they see a spatula, they can post a picture of it. That's kind of how those things work.
Yeah, usually. Yeah, when you join a group like that.
But we'll see.
Yeah, something to kick around a little bit.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. All right.
Maybe coming soon. Maybe.
One thing that we have done over the last week or so that we didn't mention in our sort of weekly recap that we do at the top of the show is Naomi finally saw a movie she's been wanting to for a while.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. I completely forgot about this.
Yeah, so Halloween weekend, we sat down and Naomi watched Hocus Pocus for the first time.
Finally. After seeing, the craziness and how much people get into the movie, Hocus Pocus, and every year I'm like, I gotta watch that. Oh, I gotta watch
Then
that.
they just brought out the
Everybody, yeah, everybody gets into it, and now they have the sequel. So I'm like, all right, let's sit down. Let's finally actually watch this. Cutesy movie for being a Disney kids kind of movie.
Right.
Wasn't bad.
It is one of the last handful of movies where they do sort of have adults
Trying to kill kids.
trying to kill kids. I was going
Yeah.
to say it in a nicer way, but man, it's a podcast. They'd have adults literally trying to go after and harm children,
Well,
which is the
and they
funniest thing.
do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how that starts. Is they kill the kid.
Yeah, they kill the little girl, and
Yeah.
then they turn the dude into an immortal cat. That's
Yeah,
got to be a terrible, terrible punishment.
it is absolutely. Yeah. But I mean, again, the movie was cute. I thought it was over, and then there was still 40 minutes left of it. So that was a nice little
Surprise?
a twist, I guess. Twist is the way to go, because I was like, okay, well, the sun's coming up, so they're about to die anyways.
Right.
And all of a sudden it took, 3 more hours for the sun to come up. Okay. Well, that's fine, you could tell it was a Disney kids movie.
Yeah.
Just It's okay. The way I can put this is the whole everybody freaking out about The Princess Bride. Right?
This is such a bummer.
Because I can't say it's your favorite movie, but
up there.
It's up there for you, and it's a big deal.
Yeah.
And it's a big deal to a lot of people. But I didn't see it as a kid.
Right.
I saw it as an adult. So I think you're all crazy because, the movie's cute and that's about it. That's it. And that's how I felt with Hocus Pocus. It was a cute movie, but that's about it. And I don't understand people going crazy over this and, thinking the Sanderson sisters or whatever and dressing up like it for Halloween and putting like their like outlines on their windows. And I don't understand.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. People do that.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was just witches.
Well, you have the 3 and the one's got the lips like that.
Wow,
Yes.
never noticed.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
So anyway, I don't see the huge draw to it unless you grew up with this. If you grew up with it, then I guess I do understand.
Yeah.
But that's it. So then we finished watching the movie and Luke said, "Do you want to watch the sequel now?" And I said, "No, I have no interest in the sequel. The first one wasn't that good. Why do I want to watch the second?" And
that's what I think you said exactly. No,
Yeah.
why would I want to watch that? I didn't like this one.
I didn't care for this one. I'm not going to watch it next Halloween. Like, it didn't draw me in that much that this is going to be like a staple now. No. I watched it, and now I can say, hey, I seen that movie once.
So
I don't need to watch it again.
I have seen it before, but I mean, I had to have been pretty young.
Okay.
Because I remembered most of it. You know what I mean?
Okay,
And it was
yeah.
like, yeah, all this is familiar and all that stuff. And after watching it, I was like, I realized why I didn't.
Had no interest in it either.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't understand the big draw. I don't get why everyone is on board with that right now, where it's just like, oh, Hocus Pocus. Oh, I love that movie. Did you really? Did you? Or are you just saying that because everybody's going crazy for it right now?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like bacon on the internet. Everybody
Yeah,
went crazy for bacon for
absolutely.
like 4 years. It was weird.
Yeah.
I was here first.
That's right. I was here for the bacon.
No, but that's cool. So what I want to know now is, how many movies could hold up? Are you going to watch some old movies that, we've talked about, you living under a rock and haven't seen and all that stuff? And, how many of these that are favorites, fan favorites, cult classics and stuff like that?
That I'm just not going to like.
Yeah, but what I mean is not so much, the kids' movies, because the kids' movies are kids' movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I mean, kids' movies will always... I feel like if it's done right, can still
Sandlot?
hold a place in your heart between Sandlot or if we're talking like a newer kids, like Bolt.
Oh, right. Well, animated movies, I feel like, are going to hold up a little bit better for the most part.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Right.
Yeah. Usually kids animated movies do better than,
Live
kids
action.
live action.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
But there's a little bit of hokiness when you get to the older kids' movies that I can see now hold on. So that's why I wonder, because, we have a list of these movies. So, are you going to get to, I don't know, like an actual drama, adult film, not an adult film, not like that.
Yeah.
No, not one of those. But one
A more
made,
serious
one made
film.
for grown folk,
Yes.
like Casino, to throw that out there.
Okay.
It's not hokey, but it was made in, the 90s.
Yeah.
So... is that going
Times
to hold
have
up?
changed. Is it going to hold up to
Stuff like
standards
that.
now?
Yeah, so I want to know. But, a lot of these movies are Shawshank Redemption.
That one held up.
Right. So
I did enjoy that movie. I still enjoy that movie.
So I'm wondering if it is maybe just the kids' movies then. We're
Possibly.
going to have to do more of these and see how you feel. And see if we can't find you a kids' movie you haven't seen that you dig even after.
There's a bunch. So
Big is on the list.
Yeah, I have not seen Big.
Tom Hanks is Big.
So,
I'm wondering how that'll do for, because that's just such a fun movie. It gets weird because the 80s, but
But there are so many of these movies that I did not see.
I have high hopes
there
for
are so many movies that are quoted all the time where I know the basic storyline, but I just have never actually seen the movie. We just watched The Shining.
Yeah, that's right.
I just watched that too. I have never seen The Shining, but I know the story because it's, parodied a million times.
I told Naomi too, you've seen this. You've just never seen this.
Which, by the way, was decent. You know, I wouldn't care to watch it again, whatever. The one thing I cannot stand in that movie that drove me absolutely up the wall, the score.
Yeah?
It's just random screeching and weird loud noises throughout the whole movie. Like, if you had a slight headache, that movie will kill you. Will kill you.
That's probably why everybody thought it was such a horror classic, or thinks it's a horror classic.
That noise constantly. Just, I did not enjoy that part of the movie.
Yeah.
It was just like, really? Like, it's nails on a chalkboard just randomly. Why? Nothing's even happening. I know you're trying to build suspense, but do it some other way. No.
But overall,
I like that movie better than Hocus Pocus.
what did you like the best about The Shining? Like, any favorite parts? Any cool things?
Jack Nicholson is just creepy and weird.
He's great, right?
Oh my gosh! And when he gets that weird smile, like it is like, oh my gosh, he's gonna actually kill somebody. Like this is really gonna happen.
Jack.
You know, he does it so well. The best surprise about that movie was the end scene of him all frozen, because I've seen that meme a million times online and had no idea that that's what that was from.
And it was like
as soon as it happened, I was like, oh my goodness, I know that meme.
That's amazing.
That's a meme.
That's amazing.
You know, that was a surprise there. Yeah.
Crazy.
But again, seen most of the movies because, you know, if you watch any sitcom, if you watch anything.
The Simpsons have done it for their
Family
Treehouse of
Guy,
Horror,
I believe, has
Family
done
Guy.
it. There was a huge part in Ready Player One.
That's right.
About it.
That's right.
I don't know. It's
All
just
over
everywhere.
the place. It has been parodied to death, done to death, especially Here's Johnny. You know,
Yes.
that whole
like
thing.
I heard that a million times. And I honestly didn't even know that was from The Shining until afterwards, too.
How about Red Rum? Did you know what that was until the reveal?
No, right before, because like
The angle that he was drawing it on the wall, I remember you saying, did that say murder?
Yeah, I got it. I didn't get it right away. He kept saying it, and I'm like, what the heck is that? And it was just because he says it in that weird, creepy voice. Yes. Oh, I don't like that. But he kept saying that.
He's not here, Mrs. Torrance.
So weird. But no, so I had no idea. And then again, they changed the angle before you see it in the mirror. And when they changed the angle, I was like, oh, okay, I get it. It's backwards. Murder. All right.
Yeah.
And then they show you the mirror, and it was like, all right, so that just proves it. Yes, murder.
I remember seeing that reveal as probably 13 the first time.
Yeah.
And it scared the hell out of me. I was,
Murder!
Yikes. And then the twins. And
Yeah.
Anyway, so there you go. Naomi's finally seen a couple of movies.
2 movies. But there's a whole list of like just classic movies that everybody has seen and I have never seen before. So we're going to kind of dive into some of those movies. And we even have a poster. I believe we talked about this before. My sister got it for you for Christmas.
Something like that.
I believe. I don't know. Maybe you asked for it for Christmas. I don't remember.
I got it for Christmas.
Yeah. And it's a list of like 100 of like the all-time movies that like you have to see.
I think it's called 100 Movies Bucket List or like that.
So I'm looking over it, and the majority on there I have not seen.
Right.
So a bunch of those we're going to have to dig into.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll check those out. Of course, you'll get to hear all about Naomi's thoughts about those movies after we watch them, too.
Yeah. So I apologize if I don't like a movie that's been like your favorite forever, but it's just how it is.
The Princess Bride, man.
I'm sorry.
I still married her.
Yeah. And you know how many people tell me that too? How can you not like that movie? And it's like, it's not that I don't like it. I just don't see why you guys are so obsessed with it.
Have fun storming the castle.
It's just, you know.
Oh, man, I love it.
Whatever.
Oh, it's so funny. All right, so that about wraps us up for the week. We do...
We're wrapping up already?
We do have a question for next week. If everybody wants to jump in on that on the Facebook page. A little bit of nostalgia.
All right.
And we got the holidays coming. We'll probably talk some holiday stuff, in the next few weeks and shows and stuff like that. But I figured go a little nostalgia. I saw this one recently, and I wanted to get that out there because I think it'd be a good one. The favorite arcade game
Ooh.
What was your in the arcade? What did you go to the arcade and play? Now, I don't want to hear that nobody knows because, I'm young/old enough to have played games in the arcade.
Yeah.
I remember Spy Hunter and stuff like that, right up into Street Fighter 2 and then Cruisin' World and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah,
We'll
the
get to
car
my
racing
favorites.
games.
We'll get to my favorites later on, though. I want to know, what was your favorite arcade game from back when we used to actually go to arcades?
Yeah.
And why, of course.
Of course, you have to have the Y in there.
Of course.
Complete answers.
That's right. Show your work and all of that.
Yeah.
Pictures would be awesome.
Ooh, yes, please. Bonus points. Bonus points for pictures.
The big box store has been capitalizing on this nostalgia for the last few years with those, the cabinet things you can get, like the Ninja Turtles game and stuff like that. So
Yep,
what was
you
your
can get those now.
favorite arcade game back in the day and why? Can't wait to hear some obscure ones that we don't think about anymore.
Absolutely. Let us know on our Facebook page.
Luke and Naomi on air.
All right. Are you ready for your thought of the day?
Thought of the day, thought of the day, it's your thought of the day, thought of the day.
You're going to have to change it to thought of the week.
I'm going to have to stop singing, I think, is where we go next.
Going to kind of miss it,
Yeah, well,
All right, this is
be the only
very
one.
this is very fitting, talking about like Twitter and Facebook and social media and all that stuff earlier today. Most people are real on their fake accounts and fake on their real accounts.
Wow. All right.
That's how terrible we are.
We are.
Luke, leave us with a laugh?
I am going to do my best. Are you ready?
I hope so.
All right. What do you call a witch that lives in the desert?
I don't know.
A sandwich.
Oh, that's terrible. I could have came up with that if I thought for a second.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's see. My wife asked me to get our kid ready for his first day of school, so I stole his lunch.
That's terrible. I don't like that one either.
I love that one. I should just stop right there. What do you call an ugly dinosaur?
I don't know.
An eyesore.
Oh, that's stupid. That was really stupid.
All right. Keep listening. Like, subscribe. If you haven't liked and you are subscribed, please like. If you haven't subscribed and you've liked, please subscribe.
We appreciate it.
Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify if you need a different way to listen. I don't know how you're listening now. We're also up on the YouTube. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your week to check us out, to check out episode 24.
24 already.
We'll be back with the quarter next week.
More nonsense.
All right. Luke and Naomi on air on Facebook page too.
Yep.
We will talk to you next week. Have some fun this week and be excellent to each other.
Love you. Bye.